Hello everyone, welcome to the Watch Poplars. Today I have arrived at the restoration area and I am here to weed it out because there are lots of invasive plants here that are going to outcompete the native ones that I'm trying to keep alive. And I'm pretty much just going to be pulling them out the whole time. There is poison hemlock of the carrot family, Apiaceae, and that's invasive. There's so much of it. There is this little brassica. I don't know what it is, but it's this tiny little brassica. It has little cute flowers, and it's blooming. But it's also, I don't know. You know what? I don't know. I'm gonna leave it because I'm not really sure if it's native or not. Because it said it can be found all over the world, and that doesn't really tell me much. But because it didn't mention it being native all over the world, but it says it can be found all over the world, and this is the Wikipedia page I'm talking about. There is Lismachia arvensis in Caryophyllaceae. I made a video about me spreading seeds of this kind. I am going to leave it because I am not sure if it is native or not. There is the black mustard. This is invasive. This is very invasive. And you can find this blooming in May. It turns the hills yellow in patches. There is Senecio vulgaris, Asteraceae. It's debatable whether this is native or not. It's very weedy, but I'll leave it. There is Helminthothecea echioides, which is the bristly ox tongue. This is a very horrible plant. It's very spiny. It has very, very spiky leaves. It's very invasive. There is Rumex conglomeratus, and this is also invasive, and I better get it out before it gets that big fat root. There is a legume here that forms these spiral burrs, and I better get that out because I don't want those. They stick to you, and their flowers aren't very showy. There is Euphorbia oblongifolia, and this is not native. This is from South Africa, I believe. The latex they bleed is also very toxic, and it can cause blindness if you get it in your eye, and then some individuals can get skin irritations from it. It's very, very noxious. In fact, I'm getting this eye irritation from the fumes of the hemlock. There is Lactusa cereola. That's also invasive, and you don't want it. This is Hedera helix. This is English ivy. This is also very, very invasive, and it covers the whole ground and smothers everything it grows on. There is Foeniculum vulgare. This is an herb, and the seeds are edible. They could be added to like rice or something to kind of season it, and they taste very good. But it's also invasive, so it's a guilty pleasure of many people. So just eat it all. Don't let it come back. Apiaceae as well. Here is a non-native brome. This is an invasive grass in the Poaceae family. It gets quite tall, and it covers the hills, and it smothers out the little native plants here. This is gallium. I call it sticky weed because it's called Velcro plant because it sticks to you. So, and it just doesn't want to let go. I will be removing that because it's not native. The last weed I want to talk about are the golfers. But I can't weed them out because they have more power than me. So it's a losing game if I try to pull them out. The native plants in this area include this Oregon ash. This is Fraxinus latifolia. And I pulled the ivy off of the base of it. And when I removed the French broom, which is in this pile right here from the spring, the stability, nothing was holding up these ash shoots, so they just drooped down and were a source of many snacks for the deer. So I helped the deer have a food source here, and I feel very proud of myself for that. There is a native Heracilium. This is a cow parsnip. Heracilium, and I have formerly thought it was non-native, but apparently, according to the Tilden Botanical Garden, it is native. Apiaceae. There is a native Baccharis pilularis, and these are little shrubs, but there are lots of other bigger ones. These evergreen shrubs here are all Baccharis pilularis. This is California figwort, Scrophularia californica. These are the old stalks, Scrophulariaceae. In the order Lamiales, of mints. Also called California bee plant because the bees go nuts after it. Another invasive I want to point out that I forgot to point out is all the French broom seedlings. All of these new recruiting scumbags that I tried pulling out in spring. They are trying to come back. Another invasive I want to point out is this horticultural atrocity that the grandmas love to plant in their yards. This is an arum. This is the Italian arum in the Araceae family of aroids. And they have these flowers. They kind of look like this, but they have this thing sticking out of the middle. So they look kind of like that, but they're white. And they have this white stick coming out of the middle. I'll show you a full-grown version of that. They flower, I think they flower in May. But they look pretty, I'm sure. I mean, I like them. They're really pretty, but I don't want to. You gotta fight that urge, because these are really weedy here. There's also the invasive periwinkle. This is Vinca major. This is the major or large periwinkle. And you can pick off the flowers and suck out the nectar so that you prevent them from forming seeds. And it tastes like honey. And then you can put the flowers in your hair like this and look like a babe from Hawaii. Another non-native you have here is Euphorbia peplis. This is the petty spurge, and I think it really is petty because I think petty means like something negative, like a sour, sassy Karen attitude. I don't know, but this is a tiny little euphorbia in the Euphorbiaceae family. And it is a big, nasty weed, even though it is small, because it can cover such dense air. It can be so dense, and it can crowd out native plants. Another invasive I have here is the Acacia deobata. This is a horticultural atrocity from a while ago as well, and it is now on the invasive species list, and is from South Africa. It is one of many acacias that were introduced here and have invaded. This is quite a large tree, and it leans over the sidewalk over there on the road. The flowers are really fun to look at, but they also cause a lot of allergies. Another invasive here are the cherry plums. These are the stone fruit genus Prunus, This is Prunus cerasifera, and I don't think I can get these out. Oh, I can. These are 1-year-old seedlings. About to start their 2nd year, so I'm glad I pulled them out. For a while I thought these were native, but they're not. This one is gonna act like semi-evergreen. This is crazy. Usually they drop their leaves way before now. It's almost late January. A closer look at the pile of old French broom stalks. So hopefully I don't have to pull out any seedlings here in the pile. That would be a pain in the ass. A native plant here growing in this thicket of French broom is the very early buckeyes that break dormancy very early because they gotta get a head start and die early. The leaves gotta fall off early in summer because we have a dry season. But the leaves have such a nice geometry when they're coming out in late January. Spring is in the air, my friends. Spring is in the air. And I'm very happy. So, without any further ado, let's get to business. Where should I start? Oh, yeah, it's difficult. I think I should start around the edges because I'm going to start by pulling out the largest rosettes of the invasive plants because those are going to form stalks first and those are going to get impossible to remove by hand first. So I better get them out now. When they're this size, they're already quite hard to remove. So you gotta get into the roots. You gotta pull them out. Gotta get the roots. This is a 5-month-old rosette of hemlock. My hands smell like hell now. Because they have those chemicals in them that make you die if you eat them. I don't know what they're called. Doing this is actually quite easy. You just gotta delicately grab them and you gotta do it close to the base. Yeah, you just gotta dig in there with your hands. Get the dirt under your fingernails because that's how you do it. You gotta hear the soil popping. That's how you know you're doing it right. You're gonna disturb the soil a little bit, but once you get all the non-natives out and even away from the restoration area, it will be easier to maintain any new ones that start sprouting up. The soil in this area is also quite forgiving, so it's quite easy. Here's a mustard. These form big stalks. And you got the roots. There's a bone. Going full power mode. It's so easy over here to pull them out. And I'm doing it all by the roots. This is very nice. Ugh. And then I cleared out this little area in 1 minute. I'm gonna tell you about this mint. What is it? It doesn't really smell much. Doesn't smell like much, but it's in the mint family. And it's quite cute. I don't know if it's native or not, but I'll just take a picture of it now and do further research later. There are slugs everywhere. I hope they're taking care of the French broom seedlings. I don't like touching them. but they take care of the French broom seedlings. I can see that the ground in late October used to be just covered in French broom seedlings, and it was just you could not see the ground. You could not see the ground because all the cotyledons. If you want to know what those are, these here, these are cotyledons. Those are the cotyledons. They were so dense, and yeah, they were just covering the ground. These two things, those are cotyledons, and then out of the middle are the true leaves, which have been eaten by snails on this one. That's good to see. I do not plan to do this all in one day. I think it would be quite hard to do that. But I'll come here throughout spring and pulling out these. Yeah, I'm gonna just pull out the biggest stuff first today, and then I will move on later to the next round of weeding. Here's a big rosette. Oh. There's a patch of figworts that are trying to go here, and I'll save them. I'm gonna get a rash on my hand after I'm done with this. Maybe not. If I get a cut and the juices of the hemlock get in my skin, yeah, sure, there will be a rash. And hopefully it won't go into my bloodstream. This is where one of the biggest rosettes are. Even though this is not where the hemlock originated from. But it has been long enough here that there are stalks from last year. They're good for throwing spears. Like, look at this. It's because they have holes. They have a hole in the stem, and it makes air flow through them as they glide in the air. You know, I'm just checking my fingers. I have an itchy spot on my ring finger. The figworts are looking much better without all the shit going around them. But next up will be the ivy. Coming up. It'll be fun when they flower in late spring, early summer. Yes, I don't have any of these in my yard, or do I have them as an accent plant. But there are still seed pods around from last year, and I would love to have some. I am almost done. It's getting hot here. I don't have any rashes. I think I just have scratches. So yeah, this is the hemlock area. The water reached here during the flood. But yeah, it's everything all trash and it's just like a war zone. So, surprisingly, the rosettes of hemlock are not as large over here where the hemlock was than they are over here. And even the smaller ones. Yeah, some of these rosettes are quite large. I'm glad I'm getting to them at this time. But once they start to get really thick and red leaf stems. See the red spots, that's where the poison is. So they say. That's where the poison is. That's where, I don't know what chemical it is. I know that if this was poison oak, the urushiol, which is the chemical that makes your skin break out from poison oak, that's the chemical. But this, I don't know. This is something more deadly than urushiol. So I'm gonna get this hemlock, this Foeniculum vulgare, because this is an annual. This is an herbaceous perennial. So this is going to be a lot difficult. I think the Foeniculum vulgare actually has a huge carrot underground where they sprout out of. Oh yeah. You know, I just broke off it. I broke it off as just a little section of it. Let me see if I get out the whole thing. There's seedlings I can find. Yeah, there's a seedling right here. Oh wait, no. Yeah, that's a seedling. Let me get it out. Oh, I broke it. Let me eat it. Alright. Imagine if I just accidentally ate a hemlock. I don't think I'll have that issue. But you never know. Sometimes your mind goes too fast. There's only one way to find out, and that's dying. I gotta save this nice coyote bush. It's a very nice little bush that's forming here, so I'm gonna pull out these smaller ones around it and do it some justice. Oh, there. I've tried these ash leaves. They don't really taste good to humans, but I bet the deer love them. Oh, I gotta get this out. This is a French broom. Oh wait, it's sprouting out of its stalk, so I'll just tear it. Prevent it from photosynthesizing. And eventually it will get weak and die. Another invasive here is the Rubus armeniacus. This is Himalayan blackberry. Oh, I do have a big bump on here. My ring finger knuckle has a big bump on it. But care I do not. Doing this makes me feel very good. Because I feel like I'm doing justice for nature, and that's something that makes me feel good. Removing invasives. It's something that makes me feel very good, so yeah. Because then I get to see the reward, the comeback of native species and enjoying their beauty instead of being spoiled by the persistent love that society has for non-native horticultural atrocities. Now, this is an area with poison oak. Now, I have not showered in a while, so I don't really care. Because I can just do this and then, shower later today. I have a party to go to tonight. And I can shower and just scrub myself with dish soap really well with a rough rag, and I'll be great. Look at this one. That's a large rosette. And they can get bigger. They can get a lot bigger. The ants seem to like them. I bet this water pool in here is filled with toxic stuff. I won't want to drink that. But good for the ants. Good for them. I wish I could eat this stuff. I wish it would look like parsley. I wish it would act like parsley to me. But it does not. Same family. I wish I could eat a lot more stuff. I don't know why I'm saying this. But if I was a deer, I probably wouldn't care about this poison because it wouldn't affect me. Yet then again, I would much rather be me than a deer. I sure have many friends who would like to be deer. I have many friends who would like to be dogs. And I have friends who would like to be cheetahs, but I just want to be me. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, this is poison oak. It is growing in a strange habit, but let's see. Yeah, it's quite pale on the inside. I think that's poison oak. So yeah, I'm not going to touch the inside of it, even though the oils are everywhere. Oh fuck. Oh god. So I'll just wash off, and I'll be fine. Doing this also brings my energy up. It gives me exercise. Ooh. A coral fungus. Hold on a second. Let me just... Ooh. These are interesting. That. I like stuff like this. I don't know if it's edible, but it's just interesting. There's my fingernail for scale. My dirty ass fingernail. And my hands that need skincare lotion or whatever. Go recommend it down below. But this is nice. I like seeing stuff like this. Is it helping the roots of this ash? Oh, maybe. Are these sprouts coming out of the base of this ash? If I let these go, if I prune these off, am I going to get more structural integrity shoots that will reach up to the sky, like this one, that wasn't held up by the French broom, and therefore didn't need it for supports? I'm excited to see these leaf out in 2 months. Less than 2 months. I think I've got the biggest rosettes of poison hemlock out, so I can now move on to other things. It looks better already. So this, I think this is Lactusa cereola. This other one, I'll show you. This one. This is Lactusa quercerifolia. I don't know. It is a different kind. They you know why they're called Lactusa? Is because look at this. They're out of the leaves and the stem tissue. I'm gonna squeeze it out. Is this latex that's toxic. Very toxic. And if you even just rub the surface of them, you're just peeling off taking off some of the layers, and you get these beads of latex everywhere. You don't want to rub your eyes after this because you will go blind. It's a native annual. This is an annual. This is look at that delicate root. Look at this delicate ass root. It's almost just like that's all it has, connecting it to the soil. I don't know how they survive like that. Miner's lettuce. I keep forgetting the scientific name, and I keep forgetting what family it's in, but I don't think these taste very good. I'll have one. It's edible. I don't know. They just taste. They don't even really taste at all. They don't really taste like much. That's why I don't really like them. But I'd have it growing all over my yard because it looks pretty. It's the first one to die in spring for the dry season. Well, hasn't it been a while since I started the video? I think one of the last things I want to do is I want to get rid of all the rest of the rosettes of mustard. And then I'm going to, before I call it a day, I'm going to save this cow parsnip. And hopefully it grows a big flower stalk. Because this is the closest cow parsnip that I have ever seen here, closer to here, is in the Botanical Garden of Tilden. Up there on the ridge, in the mountains near Berkeley. So, oh. Now, I was watering this with a little, wherever it is, this big jug. I don't know where it went. I'll have to find something. And given how much trash there is in the creek, I'll probably find an alternative. And yeah, and also these get good fall colors too. Some kind of worm attacking this. But it's fine. Look at the new growth. Oh, look at this new growth. I love how it's folded up. And look at the dew. That's all just dew. This is just dew that's just pooling up in here. I love it. I love it. This, I don't know, my hands smell like hemlock, so I don't know how this smells. But I love it. I am McLoving this cow parsnip. Yeah, that's quite nice. I'll just move a bit more of these and show you it from above. I am McLoving it. You know, I should stop using that slogan because it came from a place that gives people diabetes. Oh, look at the acacia adiobata seedling. That must have sprouted in fall. Yeah, I don't want to see any of that. I don't want to see this tree. This tree that leans like that. I wish it was gone. There's the cow parsnip, and here's my foot. You can see the old snags of French broom from when I was pulling these out. These are now dead. They have now completely died. You can see the fungus on them. Now I'm gonna just show you how I remove the French broom. You are leaning against a stick holding up a buckeye that is about to break dormancy. Now, I just pull them out. It takes a lot of effort. But I got the taproot. Now, oh, that was dead. No wonder. So these are gonna flower quite soon, so I better remove them. That was good. Alright. I better save this buckeye. Into the pile. Oh, lovely. That was a dead one. It's alive. He's also dead. Good to see dead ones. Oh, there's a buckeye completely leafed out over there. And it's January 19th. Oh. I love these buckeyes so much. Okay. I think this stick is fine. Yeah, that's what you were leaning against. So now this buckeye here starts here and then goes up that tall. I'll show you the top apex. Look at this. That's perfect. Oh, so perfect. And they're squishy. Squishy little buds. Plump, squishy. I love it. There's still more French broom to get rid of. But here is the earliest buckeye. That's another one that's sprouting right here. Here. This is the poison oak area. And this all completely fills in with poison oak leaves in summer. There's a golf ball right there, and I better get it out. What the heck is in here? This is quicksand. I've never been down here, and it doesn't seem very inviting. This whole ground is probably covered in urushiol. There's a shit bag right there. So shit bags on this golf course, which is a shit bag itself. They better thank me for this. Dang it, I missed. Get those. Oh! Oh, wow. These are bigger than the ones I saw last year. Here. Oh. A trunk. Oh. I take a picture. Wow. What are these, saprophytic or mycorrhizal? Look, I want to see this trunk in here. This one probably has a big trunk. Oh. These coral fungi are so cool. Wonder what family they're in. They're not a mushroom. They're so cool. Maybe this should be the thumbnail. Oh, they're everywhere. Here's some of this gallium. This is one of the least I'm concerned about because it's not super invasive, but it is non-native and it does kind of invade a little bit. It's also noxious mainly, so that's why I'm removing it. What is this? They're leaflets. Torn off of the hemlock. By what? Snails. This iridescent oil spill-like thing. I don't know. Well, why would they eat this? Is this? This is poison hemlock. I think it might still be poison hemlock because it smells horrible. But why would they all eat these only? Not the rest of them. This is Herb Robert. This is Geranium robertianum. There's also, it's very hard to tell the difference between Herb Robert and Little Robin. But both are named Rob. That's for sure. And they are both robbers of the Pacific Northwest plants. Native, small plants. They rob the ecosystem. And they turn red in May. Don't let the tiny little pink flowers deceive you. Only let yourself be deceived by the beauty of this beautiful ash, and let it keep surprising you in a good way. This tree is going to get really large in the next century, and these dead vines of ivy are only going to fall away more and more, and it's going to be more free. As this tree expands, it's going to just break these all off the trunk. And I've been helping it do that. Do not let the beautiful leaf structure of Acacia dealbata lure you into planting one in your yard. So that is all for today. Thanks for joining me here among the little mysterious brassicas and the watch poplars.